not in my usual studio. I am actually in Indiana, and I'm actually going to plug my phone in because I'm streaming from my phone. Um, but if you get a chance, um, share that, if you will, uh, on your social media pages. Send this to other people, and I think it would be very important because there are a lot of things that are going on right now. As you're coming on, if you will, do me a favor. It helps us overcome the suppression of algorithms via Google. Hit that thumbs up button, if you will. It helps us. And glory is His. It's good to see you. I sent out an email just within the last hour, and I have just come up here. Dad and I came up to Indiana, and we needed to, just tidy up some loose ends regarding my mom's funeral back in May. And so we came up here, my dad and I did, and we got to visit my mother's grave for the first time since um, her passing. In fact, the day of her funeral, which was a Friday, she died May 18th. Her funeral was that following Friday, and so we had the funeral, we buried her, and I literally left that Friday to get back to South Carolina because it was our first service in our newly acquired property in Lancaster, South Carolina, 1180 Garnett Road, which is where we're meeting now. And this past Sunday was our 1-year anniversary of the existence of our church. Jeff Oliver did a tremendous job. He actually worked for me in a previous ministry and worked with me. Just a tremendous guy. He helped me also edit my books, and he ministered this past Sunday, which also happened to be my birthday, and the 1-year anniversary of our church. In that week, it was the 1-year anniversary. So Jeff Oliver did a great job. I encourage you to go back and watch the service Sunday if you didn't see it. There really seems to be a real interest happening right now. We're seeing our crowds increase, and glory to God for that. I'm sorry if the video is not the best quality. I'm not in my studio. I'm not in South Carolina. I'm in Indiana in my sister's house. And so my apologies for this video not being what it normally is with the studio and the background and all of that. But I don't even have the option actually to show you like my PowerPoint, which I normally do when I'm sharing, prophecies or prophetic alerts. And I don't do these all the time. I don't do them daily. I don't do them weekly. I don't even do them monthly. In fact, I think, I may be wrong on this, but I think the last one that I did was on July 30th, 2025. And that is the video where I was weeping. I just felt such a heaviness. I said we were entering into a time of deep sorrow. And go back and check it out yourself. I said, we're entering a time of deep sorrow. And I said, I know this beyond a shadow of a doubt. I know that there's soon going to be a political leader assassinated and killed. And I took it off screen because I was just weeping, sobbing. I wished I would have known who, but we know in part, we prophesy in part. And little did I know that on July 30th, and I said that about 40 days later, there was a political leader assassinated, which I think sparked a revival in the nation. But, you don't always know what you're saying or when you're sharing it, why you're sharing it. As I said, as Paul said, we know in part, we prophesy in part. Many people want us to prophesy as if it's the whole. If we don't know in full, then they don't consider it prophecy. If we don't prophesy in full, they don't think it's prophecy, but we know in part, we prophesy in part. So, not in my usual studio here. I'm actually staying with my sister, and I'll be driving back Saturday, so that I can be at our church there, Lancaster. And I'm going to be preaching this Sunday with a word from God that has just been stirring up in my spirit. I'd love to invite you, 1180 Garnett Road, Lancaster, South Carolina, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time's pre-service prayer. 10:30 is when worship begins. So I don't usually do a live on here, so forgive me if it's not the best looking, setup here. This was kind of an impromptu thing. But I just want to say hello as you're coming on. Hit the thumbs up button and share the video. I promise you, these things are not guesswork. They are just like on July 30th when I said, I know this beyond a shadow of a doubt, quote, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt this is coming soon. A political leader is going to be killed. I didn't say a politician, I said a political leader. And we share these things to pray against them, to see them minimized, to see them lessened, just like with Jonah. You know, by the time he got his act together, if you remember, and the fish vomited him up, he went to Nineveh and, of course, preached the word of the Lord, and judgment was spared. But was his prophecy wrong when he said judgment was coming? No. Their response changed or delayed the timing. Same thing with King Hezekiah. I use these examples a lot. Hezekiah was told by the prophet Isaiah, get your house in order, you're about to die. Well, was that a false prophetic word? No. And I'm certainly not a biblical prophet. I don't even claim to be one at all. But Hezekiah's response changed everything. He turned his face to the wall and repented. And the Lord added 15 years to his life. So I know that I don't even have a title for the video, so I'm sorry. But I'm trying. I would like to share it as well. But I can't share it because I'm working with my phone and also hear me. I want to get started right away. I don't want to keep you long. Pray for me. I'm going to be ministering tonight in Peru, Indiana, my former church, where I pastored for 12 years before we moved to the Carolinas, and it's Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you know anybody near North Central Peru or North Central Indiana, it's about an hour and 15 minutes north of Indianapolis, about an hour west of Fort Wayne, about an hour east of Lafayette, about an hour south of South Bend. The address is 307 Wampler Street. It's called The Ark, 307 Wampler Street, and it's going to start at 6 p.m. We're going to do one or two songs, and then I'm going to get up and minister and prophecy. And the spirit of prophecy has been on me. And in these meetings, Thursday night in Peru, Indiana, I know this is the first time I've been back at the church where we were at for 12 years. First time we've been back there since February of 2024, so over a year and a half. So since we came back to see my mom's grave for the first time since her funeral, and since we brought Dad back to visit family, to visit my sister, I chose to fit in to minister on a Thursday night instead of a weekend. It's a Thursday night. So if you know anybody near Peru, Indiana, tell them to come. There's going to be more ministry than there is preaching. Now, the preaching of the word's paramount. I'm going to preach. I'm the speaker, but I'm also going to minister prophetically, and I believe the grace for divine healing will be there. So hit the thumbs up button if you haven't yet, whether you're watching live or the replay, and share the video. Send this to someone. Share it on Facebook or whatever. Let me just say hi to Glory. His Soteris, God bless you from Greece. Shelly, God bless you. Eden Life Channel, God bless you. Angela, good to see you. Rose, Howard, my friend, Sarah, Rhonda, David, Doug, Carol, Helen, Teresa, Daffy D, Dorothea, Doug, God bless you. Uh, Charlie, God bless you. Tom, Terry, Martha, good to see you. Lucy, Mary, and Jeff, God bless you. Sarah, I'm sorry if it's jumping all around. I'm doing my best. Um, Renee, God bless you. Christy, Robin, Rose, Martin, good to see you as well. Maria Linda, God bless you. And yes, God seal our minds with the Holy Spirit, and may only what glorifies Jesus Christ and the message of Christ and Him crucified, may that be. And I know the lighting's a little odd in here too. It's a wooden room, so I got a lamp in front of me and one overhead light. But yeah, Robin, God bless you. Tracy, Daniel, good to see you. Maria, good to see you. Keith, good to see you. Andrea, good to see you. God bless you all. To the FOTB family, I look forward to seeing you this Sunday. Invite someone out. Bring them this Sunday. It was our 1 year anniversary and my 41st birthday. We got to water baptize 6 new people. It was one of my best birthdays that I remember. I truly mean that. So I didn't get to put this out as a prophetic alert as far as like the thumbnail, so probably not as many people will see or hear about it. Usually, when you put out these prophetic alerts, 5, 6, 7, 800 jump on, but it doesn't matter the number, it matters the message. So, this is the first one that I'm going to try to endeavor to screen share with you. You see the date there today. I fine tuned these today before I delivered them, October 22nd, 2025. And the prophecy is this: in a vision, you might not be able to see it very good. In a vision, I saw missiles being shot over the sea, and it seemed to be coming from the Baltic nations. I believe it was Estonia or Poland. This will be a response from Russia's behavior and actions. And, is Russia trying to poke the bear, no pun intended, as Russia has been flying planes into the airspace of these NATO nations and doing other provocative actions. I see these missiles hitting a Russian plane. Please pray it does not lead to NATO going to war. Of course, Putin is now getting desperate. He's getting isolated more and more, and Trump is turning on him completely. It seems this goes along with a timestamp prophecy from March the 11th, 2022, where I named those nations, chrisreedministries.net. Do some of you remember? If you do, say I remember. I actually recently sent out on the ministry email where I was talking about right after the Russia-Ukraine war started back in March of 2022. I said I saw Estonia and Poland. I saw Estonia being a stone in David's sling, so to speak. Do any of you perhaps remember me talking about God using Estonia to strike back? Yeah, Dane Judah says, I remember. Missiles hitting a Russian plane. Yes, and I think it's going to be this. Albert said, yes, I do. Well, Russia is doing provocative acts by flying planes into NATO airspace, into these airspace of these other nations. One of them is, Putin is trying to saber rattle these other nations to make them think he's going to do to them what he has done to Russia, or to Ukraine, excuse me. Now, I know that Ukraine is not perfect, and that's not what this is about. We're just trying to get the deaths to stop, right? So, regardless, even though it's a very complicated issue, Tracy says, yes, I remember. I said in 2022, March of 2022, Earl says, I remember, Estonia or Poland will be like a rock and David sling to hit the giant, and it would be a sudden strike. And so I believe one of these nations is going to strike and hit back at Russia to stop Russia from doing these provocative acts. So thank you for coming on. Share the video if you haven't. Hit the thumbs up button. That helps me a lot for more people to see it. Dorothea said, yes, I remember that. Putin has been consulting with the occult. That is right. And that's exactly what Adolf Hitler was doing prior to his demise. And so we're going to see this play out. Remember, when you hear it hit the news, Russia is, flying their airplanes or their aircrafts into some of these NATO nations, how that, when they're messing with Poland or Estonia and flying into their airspace, that suddenly Estonia strikes back with a missile and hits Russia. Either hits Russia or a Russian plane, or Poland strikes Russia because of these provocative acts, and you'll see them hit Russia and basically just push back and say, no, we're not putting up with this. Yeah, thank you for sharing with the Alaskan Leaders Kingdom Alliance. I have also shared this with our intelligence agencies. This is not guesswork. This is going to happen. I saw it in March of 2022. Think about it. 3.5 years ago, I saw this, and I think we're getting very close to this happening. So just one more time, you see there the timestamp, October 22nd, 2025. In a vision, I saw missiles being shot over the sea, and it seemed to be coming from the Baltic nations, and I believe it was Estonia or Poland. This will be a response to Russia, basically, trying to poke the bear by flying planes into the air space and doing other provocative actions. I see it hitting a Russian plane. Please pray. Why am I sharing this? We don't want World War III, because with one NATO nation goes to war, they all go to war, and Putin is getting desperate. And as I said, this goes along with a timestamp prophecy from March the 11th, 2022, where I named Estonia and Poland. I also shared that on the Jim Baker Show. You can actually look on YouTube and see under the Jim Baker Show where I said the name of the video when I was on the TV show, but they clipped it out on YouTube as well. And it says, what does God have to do with Poland or Estonia? So we're praying against World War III. That's right. And we pray for the people of Russia. We love the Russian people. We love the Ukrainian people. Okay? Share this out. I'm sharing recent prophecies that have come in a time when I've been able to be alone and seek God and pray. And I've had visions coming that have come over the last few days. And I feel that you need to know about these. Here's another one. There you are. Like I said, I'm sorry I'm not in my normal studio, or I can pull this up easy, October 22nd. But I keep seeing Great Britain going through a lot of turmoil, which will lead to their Prime Minister, Starmer, being kicked out of power. Okay? And the left-wing socialist / globalist / uncontrolled immigration is literally upending their culture. Okay? Starmer, Prime Minister Starmer, will be out of power soon. The Labour Party will be hit hard. Pray for God's purposes for Great Britain and for another great awakening to come. For another great awakening to come. So, okay, that's an important one because we came out of Great Britain. America was founded, came out of Great Britain. Um, yeah, thank you, Martin. That is the Jim Baker Show, and I think that was in 2022, and I think that it is titled "What Does God Have to Do with Poland or Estonia?" And I mentioned those two nations. I just remember that actually. But anyways, I think we're going to see Russia get hit back from a small nation. And you will remember that I'm telling you that this is going to happen on October 22nd, 2025, okay, at 6:27 Eastern PM. Estonia or Poland is going to strike Russia because of their reckless behavior of invading these sovereign nations with aircraft, and Russia is going to Russia is going to be hit by Estonia, a stone in the hand of God. Estonia will be a stone in the hand of God to push back the demonically controlled Vladimir Putin, who has consulted the occult, and he is trying. People told me this when I was saying this 3 years ago. The QAnon cult, yes, it was a cult, said that I was crazy, that Vladimir Putin is not trying to, regather back together the Soviet Union, or basically trying to reconstitute the nations that were under the Soviet Union. I'm telling you, yes, he is. I was saying it back then. I was told by leaders twice my age that Putin's not trying to do that. It was almost like Putin was the good guy. He's not. He's not trying to do what, that was nothing but propaganda. So this is a heavy burden word. And that's right. Intercessory prayer is what leads to these visions. And so we need to pray that this does not lead to World War III or an expansion of war. Okay? And I do think we're going to see rattling economically and internally within the nations with disruptions and continued terrorism. Starmer, the Prime Minister of the UK, is going to be out. He is going to be out soon. Remember, I said this on October 22nd, 2025. Another one. Here we go. I'm going to go quickly. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't yet. This is a video about recent prophecies. I'm talking as recent as today that have come with more than one confirmation. 2025 fall prophecy. Here's the date. You see it right there, time-stamped. I have always been intrigued by England, their long-standing monarchy. Much of my heritage comes from there. England, Ireland, Scotland, and such. I was taken into a funeral, and it seemed as if I was hearing the bagpipes, just like at Charlie Kirk's funeral. Remember the Scottish bagpipes that were playing? That's what I thought of. But this was not a normal royal family funeral. It was a royal funeral, but not necessarily a royal family funeral. It'll make major moves. It'll make major news, Pray for the salvation of England, Scotland, Ireland, and pray for this odd and unique royal funeral, which seemed very uncommon to me. Okay? It seemed very uncommon to me. I saw things that were not in a normal royal family. I'm sorry for the terrible reception. I was just trying to still go live as I do on normally on Wednesdays. I'll hurry through this. Another one, I believe that we are soon on the cusp. We're going to see the death of the 46th president of the United States, Joe Biden. Yes, he's sick. It's no secret. He's sicker than we realize, and I've been saying this for a long time. And I prophesied back at the time, I think I said this on the last Will Now show. I said, when you hear about the physical death of Jimmy Carter, you will know it will be the time of the death of the Joe Biden administration. And Jimmy Carter lived just long enough to vote for Kamala Harris, and then he died. Right around the time, I don't know if anybody can look up the exact date that President Jimmy Carter died, but it was close to the end of the Biden administration. Um, so we don't want to see anybody harmed or hurt or anything like that. But I really do think Joe Biden is soon going to be on his way out, and it'll be a very awkward funeral, you might say, at the Capitol because with the history, tension between Trump and him and all of that. But ultimately, I think civility will prevail. So help me pray for this. Yeah, Jimmy Carter died on December 29th, 2024. So when did Trump get inaugurated? January the 20th. So I said on the Lance Wallnow show in 2023, I said I had a vision where I saw the death of Jimmy Carter was also the death of the Joe Biden administration. And Carter died on December 29th, 2024. Trump was inaugurated January 20th. So a matter of 21 or 2 days there, the death of Jimmy Carter and the death of the Joe Biden administration. I would say that's a fulfilled prophecy. And I can show that video. It's up, but I shared it on the Land Woolnow show. And any of you remember me sharing that? I said I was in the Capitol Rotunda and I saw this note like on this casket, and in the casket was one of these presidents, and the death of Jimmy Carter coincided with timing with the death of Joe Biden. So yes, were they both old? Yes. Was Biden at this time, obviously in 2023, we didn't know if Biden was still going to be elected a second time. We didn't know he was going to drop out. This was in 2023. Yeah, many of you remember that. You're commenting that you remember that. Share this. Hit the thumbs up. Please help me. This does help if you hit the thumbs up button for the video. It helps more people to see it, okay? So, anyways, moving right along. Here is another one. All right. Elon Musk is going to become a full born again Christian. I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah, you see stuff like that. Thank you for doing that. The people that help control you. It's just people say crazy things, you know what I'm saying, that make no sense. You just keep going. Elon Musk is going to become a full born again Christian. And I believe that when Donald Trump, actually, let me show you the prophecy. Here it is, right here. There you see it, October 22nd, 2025. And if you hit the thumbs up button, it does help. Elon Musk is going to become a full born again Christian when Trump leaves office. I heard this phrase in the vision: his rallies will turn to revivals. Somebody comment that. Rallies turning into revivals. I believe Donald Trump is going to be a picture of a modern day David. He will become a speaker at churches more than or as much as he is speaking at anywhere else. Thank you, Martha. Rallies that he's known for, right? Trump is known for the big rallies. Nobody does them bigger than him. His rallies will become revivals. I see him speaking at churches as much as anywhere else. I see him speaking at churches on a regular basis. God is not done working in him, of course, and he's not quite ready for that yet. And there's, of course, my website. But I timestamped this October 22nd. Watch and see if Trump doesn't become a religious leader. I don't want to say a preacher or speaker, but yeah, he's going to become a speaker. And if somebody would have said that a year ago, you would have thought that is nuts and crazy. And probably some people hearing it now think it's nuts and crazy. Okay? But rallies will turn to revivals. And that's a prophecy regarding Trump. You remember, I prophesied back last December after Trump won the election that Trump and Elon would have a falling out. And I asked for people to pray that their relationship would be restored. Well, Charlie Kirk's death initiated that restoration. You saw Trump and Musk talking together. And I think God's really going to hit these major leaders in a big time. So, let's just close it out with that part, looking at it again. Elon Musk become a true born-again Christian. Donald Trump leaves office. His rallies will turn to revivals. And Trump is a good speaker. He's fiery. I saw the thing there about Kim Clement prophesied that 2 years ago. Kim Clement, I think, has been deceased since 2016, so I'm not sure where that, maybe you're referring to a prophecy about, he gave about Trump. I know he prophesied certainly about Trump being elected president. That is one of the most remarkable prophecies. But God is not done working in Donald Trump. We need to keep praying for him. By the way, here's the other one. The whole woke left ideology is dying. Okay? I know it's blurry, October 22nd. The woke left ideology dies. The gender ideology is not only going to die in America, but there's going to be an awakening in other nations, Western nations, European nations as well. They'll see the need to distance from this woke left gender ideology craziness. However, woke is now going to come alive on the right. I'm talking about the right side of the aisle. Let's pray that the conservative movement is not splintered by people who say that they are pursuing truth, but actually just trying to stand out from the herd. And that is exactly what is happening. There are people that are trying to stand out from the herd, and in the name of we're just trying to pursue truth, they're dividing the conservative movement, and they're hurting the revival that's happening from the death of Charlie Kirk, who I greatly respect and admire. And I devastated when I realized that the political leader that I said I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt, a major political leader, is going to be killed on July 30th. I never would have imagined it would have been Charlie Kirk. I didn't say politician, I said a political leader. And since it's been said that Charlie Kirk is the largest political leader who has been assassinated in more than a generation. And I said it on July 30th on a live. I just have to be honest with you, it broke my heart. It broke my heart to realize that was who this was. That was It was Charlie Kirk of all people. I just hate that it had to be him. Um, I'm looking for something here that I think that you'll appreciate. That I'll show you. I've said this before. Just wait until conspiracy theorists discover they're part of a conspiracy to use conspiracy theorists to spread disinformation via conspiracy theories. There's a lot of truth to that. Um, but yeah, here's actually uh, this. Wait just a second here. Um, oh, here is the Estonia prophecy. Right here it is. March 11th, 2022 at 4:52 p.m. Putin will fail. The mission in Ukraine from Russia will end, as I heard in December 2021. Watch Poland and watch Estonia and other small nations arise to aid the courageous Ukrainian people as a David defeats the giant Goliath. Estonia. Look at this now. Remember this. This is over 3 years ago. Estonia will be a stone in David's sling against the giant. This will ultimately end in Putin's death. He will become isolated like Hitler was. His consulting of the occult turned the hand of God against Putin. There is the timestamp note of Estonia and Poland. There you have it. Please hit the thumbs up button if you haven't hit it yet. This does help us. It helps more people see the video. There's one more thing that I want to show you real quick that I think that you will understand why, as much as this, of course, bothers me to share this, and that I hate that this actually happened. But let me find it right here. I'm pulling it up here. Thank you, Lord. Okay, there we are. There we are. Okay, here it is. This is the time stamped video from July 30th. Okay, so here it is. Something is coming in the very near future that will have real bearing upon us in our time. And July 30th. I know, without a doubt, there's also, and I didn't write this one down, but there's going to be another political leader killed. Not the man in the White House. I'm not speaking about that one this time. Okay? There it is right there. Now, some of you have heard that, and obviously it's not a matter of being right. I'm just simply showing you how that July 30th, 2025, you can go back on our live and see it. But I said something is coming in the very near future that will have real bearing upon us in our time, and I know without a doubt there's also, and I didn't write this one down, there's going to be another political leader killed, not the man in the White House. I'm not speaking about that one this time. That was July 30th, 2025 on our Wednesday night. I encourage you to tune in on Wednesday night. I wish I could have known it was Charlie, but I shared it regardless for it to be prayed against. And I've talked with a lot of people because I felt real guilt for this. Like, my God, Charlie Kirk was a hero of my kids. He was a hero of mine. I'm like, Lord, why couldn't you have just shown me that he was that political leader on July 30th? When I said, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. You know, I wasn't guessing. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt he's going to be killed. There's a political leader that's going to be killed, and I wasn't talking about Trump. I didn't say politician. I said political leader killed, and it just broke my heart to realize that was him. And Lord, have mercy. Have mercy on our nation. Have mercy on our people. Have mercy, Lord, on, and I've just got a few more prophecies left, but God, have mercy on people that we don't know, things that are coming that we don't even know that they're coming yet. We ask you, Lord, that you'll give us grace. Give us grace. I want to share this one with you as well. This one was the one from December 21st, 2024. I saw 3 cities we plan to be hit by WMDs: New York City, Houston, and Phoenix. One will try to be detonated from a boat at the water's edge at the end of Wall Street in New York City. I saw a small carry-on-like suitcase that is silver, and it was like a ribbed suitcase, has a WMD in it. They could use internal enemies to try to detonate these in coordination. Okay. This is another one that I shared on July 30th. There's coming, see the timestamp at the top, an event regarding oil and gas. Either world access, it is going to get harder. Oil fields hit, as I've seen in Iran and other places, tankers and pipelines. We need to pray protection of them. The enemy has planned event with these things. By the way, that has happened. There have been oil fields and tankers that have been hit in different nations since that time. It's been on national news. And so this is another one from July 30th, real quick. I said timestamp finishing July and into August. Things between Russia and Ukraine and Putin and Zelensky are going to get a lot worse before they get better. I think it's going to get ugly in the next few weeks. And it's been ugly. This was July 30th, remember. But sometime this fall, there will come an end to the intensity of the war. I didn't say an end of the war, the intensity. I don't like setting dates, but I see October things changing regarding this. And frankly, that could be initiated by Estonia or Poland or one of these Baltic nations striking Russia for invading their airspace. And so, Lord have mercy, what a time we're living in. And I'd like to show you something that I think is really special if you haven't got a chance to see it yet. But this is something that I just love. I just love this, and I thank God for this, that this happened. I believe this was yeah, I believe this was it from Sunday, our 1-year anniversary. Our awesome worship team. By the way, this is a prophecy unfolding right here, whether you realize it or not. That's my daughter. That's enough. We can stop. But let me get back to the prophecies. That was our 1-year anniversary this past Sunday and my birthday. So I thought it might be worth you hearing and seeing that. Here it is. This one. You remember this one. You want to remember this one. All right, I'm going to stand up actually a little bit here. Here it is. This one's October 22nd. This is today. Uh, the woke ideology dies. This gender ideology is not only going to die in America, but there's going to be an awakening in other nations as well, as they see a need to distance themselves from the left woke ideology, pray against the the right woke. That was people wanting to stand out from the herd and make a name for themselves. This is the one I was thinking of right here. This one, October 22nd, 541. A new Hollywood as Hollywood starts to die. Yeah, I heard that. A new Hollywood as Hollywood starts to die. In a vision, I saw Elon Musk working with high profile and low profile people behind the scenes, reforming and producing rather an alternative to Hollywood. We will literally see the entire media industry shift in a matter of years from Hollywood to Hollywood. ChrisReedMinistries.net. From Hollywood to Hollywood. October 22nd, 2025, Trump will survive another, believe it or not, attempted assassination attempt. In the past, I've said I saw him getting in or out of a vehicle in which an attempt being made on his life, even though on July 13th, 2024, the attempt was near a vehicle. They got him up from the stage and walked him 15 feet from where he was speaking and got him in the car in that iconic video of him raising his fist with blood coming down his ears and putting him in the black SUV. But I see another one coming. Pray that it's prevented. I don't believe that it will be successful. He's going to be speaking from rallies to revivals. And that is a powerful, I feel the Holy Spirit on that. From rallies to revivals. Wouldn't it be something to have him come to Lancaster at FOTB? Hey, nothing is impossible. When Donald Trump is no longer the president and rallies turn into revivals, just like Hollywood turns into Hollywood. More healthy entertainment. So pray against this attempt on Trump getting in or out of a vehicle. I still feel like, as it came before me again today, there's another attempt coming on his life, similar to the one like President Reagan in 1981, I believe it was. Pray against another assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life, getting in or getting out of a vehicle. And I shared that. I said, I see one coming on him. I said, I see an attempt happening to him. He'll be near a vehicle. The assassination attempt, SHOT, being taken at him, and he will be near a vehicle where the attempt happens, and then they will get him in to the vehicle. That was on June 5th. You know what happened on July 13th. I think we're about to see a power struggle play out in North Korea. I think Kim Jong-un is going to disappear from the world stage because of a sickness. And I believe there's going to be a behind-the-scenes power struggle internally. And once that power struggle is done and over with, there's going to be some heads roll. Seriously. Pray for the salvation of North Korea. I want to see. I love my nation, right? I'm dressed. Make America great again. Make the world great again. God's going to get this earth back. He's going to get this earth back. He's going to redeem the whole earth. I love, my nation, just because it says it in the book of Jeremiah. To pray for the welfare of the nation, because the welfare of your nation will ultimately reflect your own welfare. So there's nothing wrong with being a nationalist, meaning in the sense of you love your nation, you want what's best for your nation, but it's not okay when you think you're better than other people, or it's racism, that's evil, satanic in every way, shape, or form, and you just about can't in any way connect Christianity with the love of the USA, which the USA was founded by Christians. 55, I believe, of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence were church attending Christians. I think it was John Adams that said, our Constitution, okay, was made for a people, a Bible believing religious people. It is wholly inadequate to govern anyone else. That's why we're seeing more of a police state, and we're having to see Trump send in the National Guard to places like Portland and LA. You know why? Because it's a godless society. When you don't have religious convictions, or you don't serve Christ, or you don't have a Judeo-biblical Christian worldview, I want to tell you something. That's why totalitarianism and communist nations are so suppressive to their citizens. How else do you control people groups if they have no personal moral restraint? Everybody fails. Everybody makes mistakes. Anybody that says that they don't, or that they're just hiding theirs better than others. Okay, people fail. But the truth is, this is a Judeo-Christian and nation, and I'll tell you something. This whole idea of saying Judeo-Christian is wrong. Only Catholic dogma is offended by Judeo-Christian terminology, saying America is Judeo-Christian, because the Catholic Church teaches replacement theology, meaning that the church totally and completely replaced ethnic Israel. Okay? Now, I believe right now, whether Jew or Gentile, you got to come the way of the cross. But I do believe before the second coming, there will be maybe 10%, a small remnant of Jews who will accept Jesus at his second coming. So I believe that's important. Also, as I've shared, the Ring of Fire is still going to, I'm not talking about Johnny Cash either. It's going to be activated. We're going to see more and more volcanic activity, earthquake activity across the Ring of Fire. This will ultimately be seen in that large earthquake that I have seen coming for Japan. I'm talking about a historic size earthquake for Japan. Please pray for Japan and for that to be lessened. chrisreedministries.net. But it won't be just Japan experiencing earthquakes, even though I see this big one, and I have been saying, I said it on Daystar TV in July of last year. I said right after the Trump, they had me on July 3rd because I said on July 3rd, 2024, I was live there in Dallas. I said we're within a matter of days or weeks away from an assassination attempt on Trump. That was July 3rd. You know what happened 10 days later on July 13th? This is documented. On July 15th, I zoomed in, and that's when I shared about the major Japan earthquake. And God is delaying it. I believe it's by his grace he's doing that. And I'm thankful that but the Ring of Fire is going to keep being activated in China. You all know, and let me just give you this one here. Prophecies for the fall of 2025. I don't think it's a hurricane, but I saw massive amounts of water hitting China, Hong Kong, Indonesia. I saw large amounts of flooding hitting China. We will also continue to see what I prophesied in 2022, where we will see the fall of, not Xi Jinping, Xi Jinping. Okay, this will ultimately lead to the destabilization of the CCP, the Communist Party. Now, many of you know in 2022, I saw the the when Xi Jinping is no longer the leader of the Communist Party of China and no longer the leader of China, that will begin the downfall of China as we know it. They're already teetering. A lot of people don't even know this. Our intelligence industry, I can share this part. I'm just being real. They are already internally teetering as it is economically. Um, in fact, I believe they released COVID in 2020 to keep people from protesting in the streets then. That was a tactic to force people to stay inside. The Communist Party of China will fall. Listen to me. I don't know when, I don't know the date, but it will fall. And when you see Xi Jinping no longer the ruler of China, okay, you'll know that has begun, and it will eventually devolve over a period of years into like states, if you will, not saying like the United States, but with states of land that will have varying degrees of democracy. The underground church is about to have above ground results. The two states, I'm sorry, the thing with Israel and peace in the Middle East, it is not permanent. I'm telling you, it's not permanent. More and more leaders are going to call for a two-state solution to be accepted. People are going to, the Israelis are not going to accept it. They'll invade the West Bank. They'll, go back in invading Palestine because Hamas will not accept anything other than domination. And Israel's not going to put up with Hamas. And does it make Israel perfect? I'm not saying Israel. I can disagree with the political, I can disagree. I disagree with just about every decision Joe Biden made as president, but it didn't mean that I hated my country. I love America. I'm a proud American, sixth generation American. My family, the Reed family, has been in these United States since the 1600s. Yes, before the Revolution. But it didn't make me anti-American because I spoke out against Joe Biden. It made me anti-Joe Biden. So I can speak against the actions of a political leader without speaking against a people group or a nation. So the two-state solution will be seen as, if that was to be accepted, which Israel won't accept it, but if they were to try to accept it, at least Israel won't accept it for now, that would be seen in Israel's eyes as a victory for Hamas, the two-state solution. So a full-scale invasion of Israel into the West Bank and an obliteration of Hamas and in Palestine is coming. I'm sorry. This won't last. I know Trump is a peacemaker, and he's ended, 7 or 8 wars, and I applaud him. Amazing. No other president's done what he's done, not detracting or taking away from Trump, but this is something that is biblical, it's eschatological, and it's millennia long. So, those are the easy prophecies. No, I'm just kidding. I'm serious. I'm not. I am, as I said, tomorrow night going to be ministering in Peru, Indiana, 307 Wampler Street, Peru, Indiana, at 6 p.m. on Thursday night, October 23rd. And I would love to see you there. If you're anywhere near North Central Indiana, come and be there. There's going to be prophetic ministry and healing. The Lord has done show me. It's the 8th great day of Tabernacle celebration. That's tomorrow night, Thursday night, October 23rd, 6 p.m. in Peru, Indiana, my former church where I pastored for I pastored for 12 years. And so I would love to see you there, or if you know anybody. I'll show you just one more the picture. I think it's this one from, if I can get it to work. There we go. This is this is when Jeff Oliver was speaking Sunday. He did a great job, and I was appreciated so much. He did not realize the level, the things he shared about the things about Branham and Gordon Lindsay were when he shared that, I had had a dream that I had shared with someone who was present there that involved those two names. And when I went and told that person, I said, "You think that's a coincidence?" And I mean, it really was. It was like shocking. It was like I see the prophetic happening, but even that one took me by surprise. I'll have to be honest with you. Even that one took me by surprise, and I love it when God takes us by surprise, don't you? I love it when God takes us by surprise. And this is our church. Uh, Screenshot that, 1180 Garnett Road. Come this Sunday, be a guest. We have over 6 acres there. That's a playground right there. The church is kind of like in the shape of a cross, which I love. And we have 13 classrooms / offices over here that could at some point be a school, or we could build a gymnasium as well back here. This is the sanctuary. If we have to expand, we could on either side of that as well, and double the seating. It seats already now close to 300 because they're the long benches. They're not the average length of the church pews. But, this week I have been in Indiana, as I already said. And so I have to be honest with you. When I went to my mom's grave yesterday, unashamedly, I had a good cry, and I felt like I needed to, because I felt like I needed closure. Because it was such a fast turnaround, having the funeral that Friday,